This presentation is to instruct you on how to create a layered plot of very fertile soil, rich in nutrients and microbial life. Such high value and fertile soils will enable you to grow nutrient-dense crops with less need for fertilizers, herbicides, or pesticides. This technique may be used in raised bed gardening as well as to create a powerful soil suitable for mixing with your compost or planting soils. The bottommost layer of the bed should be of sticks and twigs as seen in this photo. This rough material will allow air to remain under your plot to maximize the microbial process that will occur once the bed is complete. Lay the sticks and twigs evenly in the area to be used as your fertile plot. This layer can be between 4 to 6 inches in depth. As you can see, there are numerous air spaces between the sticks and twigs. Add a layer of organic materials, such as partially decomposed leaves, on top of the base layer. This will rest on top of the base layer while allowing the many air spaces to remain empty of matter. This creates a bed containing air spaces sealed by an organic top layer. In the creation of this illustrated bed, we are using leaves and wood chips which have been aged on the farm. Although some of the leaves and debris will flow into some of the air spaces, there will remain many voids in these layers. Be sure to cover the entire base layer of sticks and twigs, and be very careful to cover the entire layer to the edges. Next, you should add a layer of finer materials to the bottom two layers. We used hay in order to create a layer with some air entrapped, yet which will decompose faster than the base layers. David Yarrow is a well-known and respected visionary who has dedicated himself to educating others on methods of agriculture that will produce vital, nutrient-dense, healthy crops without the use of excessive fertilizers, herbicides, and pesticides. Using David's suggested layered soil lasagna techniques, we can produce highly nutritious and delicious food with minimal damage to the ecosystem from phosphates and synthetic chemicals. His techniques can be used in raised bed gardening as well as to create piles of powerful compost to mix with your other soils. Because this pictured farm has animals, we use some of their manure to add to the hay layer. This will be a source of healthy microbes and nitrogen. The manure was distributed with a shovel, so it was dispersed throughout the hay, however, not in such amounts that the hay became completely covered. You can now cover the hay and manure layer with enough compost to completely seal the hay, and that is completely to the edges and completely covered as well. It's important to use enough compost to completely cover and seal the hay and manure layer because we want to maintain consistency throughout the entire pile. So again, be careful to cover completely to the edges of the pile. When you have completely applied the compost, you should next add a layer of charcoal from your campfire, fireplace, or burning piles. Use black charcoal rather than gray ashes. If you can get biochar or activated biochar or carbon, your results will be even better. Biochar is a specialized form of charcoal produced when biomass is heated to temperatures of 700 degrees Fahrenheit or more in the absence of oxygen. Biochar produced in this manner has a very high surface area exceeding 1,000 square feet of surface area per gram of biochar. Its physical properties provide much space for microbes to establish colonies as well as to retain water. Activated biochar's electrical properties can also increase the rate of travel of important mineral ions throughout the soil for maximum soil microbial health and nutrient density of your crops. You can now sprinkle minerals on your charcoal or biochar layer. One type of mineral is sold under the trade name of C90. It is made of minerals from the ocean, provides a wide range of minerals, and should be used sparingly. 2 or 3 tablespoons of C90 per square yard of surface area is enough. Now that the C90 has been distributed on top of the compost and the charcoal layer, we're prepared to add more materials. Next, we add a layer of rock dust onto the carbon and compost layer. The best rock dust is paramagnetic volcanic basalt dust from the Pioneer Valley in western Massachusetts. 1 cup per square yard will provide a very rich mineral layer to feed the microbes over a period of years. Once you add biochar and rock dust to your soil, you will not be required to add it again for another 10 years. It is both economical and viable in the long run. Upon application of ample amounts of compost, carbon char, and minerals, you will have created an environment that provides a breeding ground for microbes and a char layer for the microbes to populate and live for long periods of time, free from the grasp of nematodes which eat microbes. This enables you to restore the natural microbial life once present in all soils before that microbial life was destroyed by synthetic fertilizers, herbicides, and pesticides, which resulted in soil depletion. After applying the compost, char, and minerals, you can now add the microbes. An excellent source of a wide variety of microbes is a product sold under the trade name of Sumagro. Other sources are available by doing a Google search of local gardening stores. Use these materials sparingly as they grow and multiply quickly. Sumagro can be applied by spraying, while other dry spores can be mixed with the ground charcoal to increase that volume, then applied over the surface area. Now that you've added the microbes, you can now add more organic matter over the compost, char, and microbe layer. We used straw. Simply distribute the straw evenly over the surface of the pile, once again being careful to apply it all the way to the edges of the pile. Be sure to add some boron to the pile as well. You can get boron from borax, 20 Mule Team is one brand name, or boric acid. You'll need very little boron, so it is best to mix it with another more voluminous material such as ground charcoal or rock dust or some other material, even soil, with which it mixes well. This will increase the volume so it's easier to apply over the pile. Using borax, add 1 cup of rock dust or ground charcoal to 1/4 of a teaspoon of borax. Apply 9 teaspoons of this mixture per square yard of your plot. If you're using boric acid, add 1 cup of rock dust or ground charcoal to 1/4 of a teaspoon of boric acid. Then apply 11 teaspoons of this mixture per square yard of your plot. Using the previous formulas, spread your boring mixture as evenly as possible over your entire plot. You may now add additional organic materials. We had wood shavings, so we use those as they are an excellent organic material. Green leafy matter is required as well. Grass clippings, crop waste, or trimmings and other greens are fine to use. We happen to have some apples around, so we toss those onto the pile too. Anything like that is fine as long as it's clean and there are no toxic materials. If you care to, you may also add more organic matter such as compost, straw, or leaves. Now you can completely cover the pile with an ample layer of soil to completely seal the entire pile. Make sure you cover your plot with the soil to the very edges. Using non-chlorinated water, you should now wet your pile with a very liberal amount of water. This helps the minerals and microbes mix with the charcoal and permeate the pile. Your pile is now done. You can let it sit for several weeks before planting, or better yet, do this in the late fall and let it sit throughout the winter for the most effective results. You will have now created some of the most powerful, fertile, and microbe-rich soil possible. You can grow crops directly in this soil, or you can mix it with your compost or regular planting soils to add a rich variety of microbes and minerals. Using these techniques, you will be able to grow the most nutrient-rich, tasty, and healthy crops possible. Have a great day.